hosting this one, but I'm also even more happy to host it with my good friend Janini. How's it going? Hello.
Hello, hello. I am very excited to be here. I think that was a perfect introduction. RWC is always, like the biggest event of the year. It is the most exciting event, the most coveted event. And as you said, we're gonna be very busy over the next 2 months. And this is always like the first step in beginning that era of the year. And I just can't wait. This because like this will determine quite a lot of like how hard. I mean, how hard is your group? Um, which people are you going to play over the next month? And even then afterwards, like where you're going to shape up, where you're going to take your place in the KO stage. So it's gonna be really exciting. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, the butterfly effect of getting a harder group here into not placing a certain place that you want, to having a worse seed in knockout stage draw, into having a worse knockout stage path to that final. So it all depends on here, and of course depends on the performance. But we all really want to see that groups of death, although not to be part of those, but rather just spectating those. But
Absolutely.
they can happen, especially with the amount of players and the type of players that we have here. Not gonna dwell on them much longer before the draw, but we can talk on them during the draw. But I think we can also look out for some odd, even third or fourth seeds who only participated in one tournaments, but especially the 6 and 7 and 8s who haven't played in an RR in a year or more, but they always seem to be so threatening for knockout stage and more.
They can create some absolutely deadly groups, and we'll definitely talk about them. Yeah, as we get there. Uh, that's for later.
Exactly. We're gonna go, of course, group by group, 8 by 8, and I just noticed one last thing. I can just change it to the group stage now
You are right, of course.
because it is not
Everything's correct.
packaged now, but I think everything is correct. And yeah, short words on the process now. I think we can officially get into the part of the draw, not by spinning yet, and we'll talk about it as well right now. So we're gonna go groups of 8. These players, based on their 2025 World Rivals performance, are sorted into pots or seeds or groups or not. It doesn't really matter how you say it, but these are performance based, and the 8 best players of the year, according to the numbers, are in the first seed, and then the second seed is right below them. You can see that there's one starting with Scruffy and then one starting with Joker just below. And obviously this will be a draw. Not sure what the exact word would be, but it is an even draw in terms of the pots, and each seed of 8 players will be featured in the 8 different groups, with the one difference, because I guess it's kind of a tradition, but doesn't really matter how we do it, but the first 8 players will take their group deterministically. So Scruffy, the RWC 24 and reigning world champion, will be in group A, and then Agent Alf, the player with the most points scored this year, will be in group B. And you can see Deinomos, Janini, Quatility, Crescent, myself, and Nezuko-chan will be in 3 through H. So that will be all deterministic. And once we are ready, we can start with actually the first seed to draw will be in seed 2. That will be a short explanation. We will repeat it a couple more times until we have the 7 groups of 8, no, the 8 groups of 7, and then the final 4 players will be sorted out as well randomly. That should be about it. I'm not sure if I should add anything, Yanni.
Not right now. I think that was a concise explanation, and we'll, if there's some more questions, we can get into it later.
Sounds good to me. So let's start the draw by me doing the only input today, pressing the
Yes, go ahead.
draw starting button, which sorts the 8 players into the 8 groups, and I will be taking the first 8 into this text box. And it will begin here.
Yeah, as you said, all 8 first seeds already seeded now, and we'll see who joins Scruffy in Group A.
And that will be
Oh
Luke.png.
my god.
I think already a very entertaining matchup. It's a word that we will
Yeah.
say a lot of times this
Yes.
evening, but Scruffy and Luke have history from this year as well, and with one more guaranteed group stage match, you could be looking for some contender for Rivalry of the Year. Alf's opponent. And the second player to be drawn tonight will be channel joined.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, Alf definitely, like, first of all, congrats to Alf for like getting the first seed, so right at the top there. And then after this great performance in the last tournament, and then Channel also, consistently great performances. It's going to be a very interesting group.
Time for Group C. Will be headlined by Dane Nomos, the R16 runner-up. And his first opponent will be Pijero.
One of our resident sloths.
And one of our 8 former champions, the RR8, the controversial, the funny, the most interesting one of recent memories, the one with the secondary conditions. But Pijero is an R champion.
Yep, can't no one take that away from him. And yeah, we'll play Dine, who's also had great performances. What was my group?
So you can announce it.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, Grary, I mean, just has improved like so much, and it's like at the very top now. Has great performances. I think I personally have quite a bad record against him, so that's not great for me, but will be exciting.
Gregory's first World Championship last year entered the group win and eventual 9th place, and he's the 3rd place finisher of R17. Going to the bottom half of the group stage, and the first player there, and in Group E will be Ducker, one of the oldest veterans and one of 2 players to have played in all 22 tournaments before this one.
It's just insane participation, and playing against another very strong Eastern European player in Quatility.
Could be a theme for Group E, especially with all the future groups, or most of the future groups having Eastern Europeans, Russian, and of course Serbian. But for now, it will be Joker J in Group F.
Joker J. The Anglosphere battle against Crescent. Also super interesting.
I can see Chris in the chat, and now has a 50-50 chance of matching it up against myself and Izuko-chan.
And it is gonna be that.
It will be an R16 reunion. We'll be playing Chris will be playing me, and of course 5 or 6 of them, 6 of other players will be joining us. Wilted draws, nothing else to add.
Yeah, I mean, do we need to add any commentary? Chris does it for us.
Yeah, we should put Twitch chat on the screen, but yeah, we will also get the round of applause for Froth, who will be in Group H, and we'll be playing Izuko-chan. And that should be the first group / first seed draw. Now all groups have 2 players in them. I think this was definitely the most even, but also the most frightening part, because I think all of them, looking at here, have played at least one knockout stage this year. Of course, the Swiss stage was the highlight of this year, and they all went very deep in these tournaments. So tough beginnings.
Yep, makes sense that they, that gets them the 3rd seed, and yeah, it says a lot. Zai at the top, as you already mentioned, he missed KO stage twice, and now also missed C2. Got 17th again.
Oh no, yeah, and I can see in the spreadsheet that his best result is 17th place, as well as the R16 tournament, so maybe this is the time when those numbers can change. Time for the 3rd seeds, mostly featured by players who went deep in both of these tournaments, but couldn't quite make the knockout stage of R16 or 17, but also one notable exception, the Reaper 47, missing R17, but the 3rd place finisher last year and the 9th place finish in R16 makes him very formidable.
Right, let's see who's gonna get that first group. Oh my god, is it gonna be Zai? It is gonna be Zai. That is shaping up to be a difficult group.
Might be difficult, but that is exactly what Zai wanted, and basically everyone is happy about that. Same friend groups, and same servers that they share, and it will be some very fun scheduling already, no doubt.
That is gonna be, yeah. It's just such a thematic group. Very lovely.
Let's see if more themes can happen, and by a couple of frames, it might
Oh,
not be the other kids. It will be Reaper47 joining. Alf and Channel joined in a very tough group B.
yeah, the North American group so far.
I definitely remember Channel and Reaper playing each other 2 years ago, because that was my group, Group D, I think, back then. Of course, I can't join them, but they found each other again.
Nice rematches that always happen in these groups. As it often is. And it's gonna be close, but it is gonna be Apricope.
I think Dane and PG can now realize that they might be looking forward to at least one Mumbai in their group stage.
Yeah, I think the chances are quite likely because, of course, in RWC group stages there are no bans, so you might have to face something that you don't want to.
Let's see who you will be facing, as well as Gregory, as the third seed of Group D.
Skylar.
One of our 2 Russians from the third seed. One has dodge quotility, but the other one is still out in the hunt. And can it be Fly For You next against Quati or Ducker?
Not gonna be Russian.
No.
Yeah, gonna be an Australian.
Perhaps a slight minus points in terms of scheduling, but Dutton has always been very friendly for us with scheduling, so can imagine that Quati and Ducker and all the others in Group E can find some time with him. We have Crescent, we have Joker J, and now we will have Hausen in Group F.
Right. As I said, we have adding to the Anglosphere group.
And
but there are a lot of Americans in here, to be fair, so...
We are still waiting for the one time when one group will feature 7 or 8 Americans. This will not be the year either. The dream is dead, but we can have some nice nice American heavy groups. I think we had 6 out of 7 sometime, with just Obs being the odd one out.
Yeah, right, that's true. But as Brody said as well, Hausen and Crescent were in the same group last RWC as well, so it's gonna be a nice rematch as well.
Always nicer when it's your group, because you remember history. It was Group A for Throat with the Time
That's
Cube
true.
as well. It was pretty hype back then.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I can't for the life of me remember all the groups from all the tournaments.
No way, yeah. Let's try to remember these ones this year. It's Fly For You in Group G, and as a result it will be TK47, the infamous Takas, in Group H. There's the applause for TK47, any second now. And that brings us to 24 and 3 players in all 4 of the groups, and you can already see seed 4 and seed 5 lining up there, and we just set up already.
Perfect. I mean, yeah, greatly interesting so far. Definitely have some themes, some harder groups for sure, some easier. There's always subject to interpretation, but shaping up nicely. And also, like, of course, it's very important, like, which are the top seeds of each group, and then if you are a lower seed, you want to know which group you want to get drawn into or not. But also, these groups can still get shaken up quite a lot by the lower seeds because of those few outliers you mentioned. That like if we were to evaluate it, would probably have a higher seed, but didn't play this year or didn't play enough. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and every seed have their own highlights. Of course, we will talk about, I think, the 2 last elephants in the room with the different backgrounds, the gold core backgrounds of them. We'll talk about them later, but we have 2 former runners-up here, Ira Kitman and Mr. Mike. And actually, they are 2 of the players who were so close but couldn't make it to the chaos stage of R16. And they also both skipped R17, so with 3 points and a favorable average best ranking of the year, they will be favored in a big I guess, tie, and they just barely made to the 4th seed and not the 5th one, so they will be joining Afro, Falcon, Currymaker, Glebalk, Alex Tiller, and some random person. So let's see who will be the 4th player in Group A.
Gonna be the RR Stats creator Currymaker.
I think as much as Zai wanted to be the 3rd seed in Group A, I think Afro wanted to be the 4th seed. Can't be 2 for 2, but let's see which Group Afro will get. Of course, not necessarily the next one, because we will be drawing the name for Group B.
Yeah, Curry definitely got some hard matchups there, but wish him best of luck.
And from the 2 Russians next to each other, it will be Glebalk in Group B, joining Alf, Channel, and Reaper.
Right, breaking up the North American theme there, but yeah, also definitely not an easy group. But then again, which group is? We already have 3 top seeds in there, but yeah.
Yeah. The 2 runners-up are still out in the hunt. Will either of them go to Group C with the 2-time runner-up Dane? No, it will be, in fact, some random person by hair.
Will be.
So not a runner-up. Sorry, not a
Yes.
runner-up, but some random person is a 3rd place finisher all the way back from the dinosaur era, RR1.
Yeah, and also he always does quite well. So always gotta look out for those. If you fail, always can be overtaken. But yeah, we have the sloth group with both of them in there.
That's true. Nice find. Already very exciting, that one. Let's see, the Yanni/Gregory group will be joined by... It's gonna be I Like Hitman.
Interesting. Gonna be very diverse in nationalities here. Very nice.
Yeah, we already said anything about I Like. No, the one thing I wanted to say is that he was, I think, one of the last one to join in the final hour with Chris and Mike. Okay, 3rd from last with like 29 minutes to spare. It's not even close.
But glad that he signed up, and of course, always, as you said, like he's just a strong player. It has been regarded by someone Twitch chat as the strongest 4th seed, so some relief here for others in the later groups.
Relief for everyone but yourself, Yanni. But yeah, the strongest 4th seed is not without a reason, and I'm happy to see I Like back and curious to see how will he do. And from one former runner-up to the other, Mr. Mike will be in Group E with Quatty and Ducker and Duttikins.
Yeah. Definitely not an easy group either, so
yeah.
It's gonna be quite a shake-up too.
Yeah, it's getting to a point where, especially in Group E, but we can talk about most of these groups where all 4 of these players you kind of expect to make the knockout stage and make a couple LB rounds at least. So depending on the 5, 6, and 7 seeds and the potential of the 8th, these groups all have the potential to be the group of death.
And that's going to be very interesting, absolutely. But yeah, we have to wait, of course, till more than 4 people are in a group to see how actually, how it's actually going to shake up.
Yep. We have Afro, we have Falcon, and we have Alex Hiller, and the one joining Group F will be Falcon.
Falcon, shaking up our English-speaking group.
It's ruined.
But it's ruined, no! But also then again, was already at this point anyway. But yeah, Falcon, throughout great performances, so yeah, also someone that definitely can make the knockout stage.
Yeah, and with Falcon you can expect many of the Haven picks, if not all of them.
Yes.
But let's see, joining Group G, joining Chris and I, along with Fly For You, is Afro. Which she does not appreciate.
It's great to have immediate reactions. But reroll. Sorry. That's sadly not possible.
want to say the 50-50 gone wrong for Afro, but it's also the 1-8 gone wrong because it's just a whole draw.
That is
And
true.
as rounding up the 4th seeds, we have Alex Hiller joining Nezuko Fruit and TK47.
Nice.
So, I want to say halfway there. We're kind of more than halfway there because the final seed is not a full one. But yeah, so far, you could tell me that these are the 32 that would advance to the Chaos stage, and I would believe you. But there are still, wanted to say, I think 28 of them waiting to be sorted.
Math sounds good. No, absolutely. And as you said, like you might expect that because, of course, as well, they are the the top seed. So, of course, they're never quite accurate, but you would expect it. But it's not gonna happen. It's very, very unlikely to be this case. So, let's see who can shake them up. But yeah, it's 5th seeds. They're always Chaos Age candidates. Never can count them out.
And this group starts more fascinating. Like you can see both types of players because we have interesting rookies as Magic Dave and Omni TMN, sorry. But we also have 4 players with a top 10 career best result. Kenny with the 5th place, Chen Reindeer 9th, Fusk 4th, and I think widely considered as the best 5th seed, Mika is back, former 4th place finisher.
It's gonna be hard for someone, definitely. It's only gonna add to the difficulty.
It's gonna be hard for many of these groups, but let's see where it begins with Group A, and we are already through with that first storyline because it's Mika joining Scruffy, Luke, and Zion Curry.
This is shaping up to be the group of death. I can't lie.
Yeah,
that is insane.
And still the potential for the 6th seed to make it even harder, and the 7th seed and the 8th seed. So not looking great for these 5. I think, especially if you're Scruffy, maybe Luke, you can make it through any other group, but you know, for some we feel worse than for others because it might just be in a very treacherous group stage.
Yep. It's gonna be super interesting to watch how that progresses. But first, let's look at Group B.
Group B will be expanded by yet another long-time hardworking caster, as Glablock's 4th seed will be continued by Pax as the 5th seed.
Very nice. Yeah, Pack always good for some surprises. So
yeah, I've seen Pack take really nice maps and matches as well. So no free points against anyone in this competition.
No, for sure not. And while we're on casters,
yes, 3-4-3 for now because it's Deadly Muffin Man joining the Dane, the PG, Apricot, and Random Person group. Won't be naming all the names, I think, because that's a lot of repetition, but it is Group C for Muffin.
Very nice. Let's move on to my group.
And you will be getting a European, and which side will it land on? It will be Channel Randy's side.
Look at that, just expanding our list of very diverse flags. Look at how colorful we are.
Yes, and although it's not the only German, not the only Serbian, especially not the only Russian, but it's nice to see one of each, along with the only Romanian and Indian of the tournament.
It's a bit interesting group as well so far, because like it's very diverse in place and and players. So it's gonna be super interesting.
Yeah, lots of different maps and lots of different map specialists and journalists. We will see. So about the Group E, which I think at the halfway point was looking as the group of death so far, will he get a veteran or a rookie, and it will be Fusk joining them.
Yeah, that's also just I mean, we talked about it already. Like those 4 players you expect to make it out. Fusk can absolutely disrupt that. That's absolutely a possibility.
He has done that. He's, I think, oh, I'm sorry if I get it the wrong way, but no, I think Fusk was on the winning side of the only decider match in our history 2 years ago.
Too, yeah.
Because it was him versus TK, a 1st-to-6 match in kind of group stage format, but yeah, impressive 6-0. So he can find a way, and even in this group, he will be a threat to be considered. 3 names left, 3 groups left, and F will be joined by the not so rookie anymore, but the second-time player Omni TMN for Russia.
Yes, one of the new waves of Russian players that have come into roulette has done pretty well so far, and like that's also one that these pretty new players that improve very quickly can absolutely disrupt those groups. And this group already seems to be with yourself and Chris and Fly for you who expect to make it out as well, and Afro as well. So like that's gonna be very disruptive.
Yes, and it will get more disruptive with either a rookie or yet another veteran, but this time we will get the almost rookie. I keep saying, but the rookies start in the next seed. In terms of RWCs, they will be rookies. Magic Dave 94 is a good player, an eager learner, and for me, the most heartfelt part is how he's helpful in the Hitman forums, just in general, and especially with roulette. Oh yeah, one more spin.
Yeah. Exciting to see him here then, in his first RWC at least, I think.
That is true. Not so much the first RWC for codename Kenny, aka Kenny, aka Kenny Z. He's definitely a veteran with previous result of 5th in I don't exactly know where, but one of the earlier console tournaments. He has played for a long time, even though this is only his 6th tournament.
Yes, definitely a veteran still, and also at least a born Dutchman together with Schrody in that group, so it's also nice.
I was gonna say they couldn't get Pijero, but they literally couldn't get Pijero because
they couldn't.
For same seed.
That's true.
So 5 groups down. Scruffy already expecting Blind, and I think we can now reveal that there are still 2 more R champions yet to be crowned, and both of them with a very exciting story. I think in these ones you can mostly expect names that didn't play for a year or didn't play this year, or just had to forfeit, couldn't play too many matches. They are low on seeds, out of their element, out of their cause. I'm not sure how to say it, which will make it, along with the one rookie, a pretty dangerous seed to be drawing from.
This is kind of crazy. Yeah, I would not expect, like, if you would give me those names, I would not expect it to be seed 6. So, and some names in there, of course, Blythe returning is, of course, a champion, a very deadly player. And then also, like, it's just an insane pool of players to be 6 seeds. They can shake up things so much.
Let's start the shaking by assigning these players first to this very entertaining and very deadly looking Group A, and although it will not get Blythe, it will get the second most successful player of this seed, Tenor23. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, also returning after a break. As you said, like, was a very successful console player, so Group A did not get easier, that's for sure.
Tenor technically has a 48th place from one of the 6 stages this year, but that was mostly forfeit losses and just scheduling issues. But group stage, he's familiar with, he can make the time for it, and he is motivated, judging by the last 24 hours at least.
Yes, exactly. That's always good to see. So that can be super interesting in Group A. Let's move on. Let's see. It's going to be here. Frank the Eagle is going to join Group B.
Right, on the middle of Frank the Eagle's name. I think it was definitely one of the moments of the year when he and Pika couldn't join this tournament, but when Frank and Pika played their round 6 match of the Swiss stage, just such a nice showcase of that type of roulette play. And we have seen that Frank can win maps, Frank can be dangerous in this group, just like any other.
Yeah, the level just keeps getting higher and higher, and anyone can win maps against basically anyone, so super... a lot of tension there.
Still looking to perhaps dodge the one name that everyone is looking at, the R7 champion, but this time he will be dodged because it is the American Gigs RH joining Dane's group.
Indeed. He's also someone who you definitely gotta look out for. But quite strong, can be quite a strong player. So, yeah.
And definitely someone who is on a very sharp improving trajectory just by
Oh yes.
just catching some streams on Roulette League matches. So very exciting to see how will he do in Group C.
Probably also a candidate for the KO stages.
Absolutely, which is scary as a 6th seed, but this is another scary 6th seed. The veteran, the always dangerous Linux Penguin joining Yanni and Gregory's group.
Yeah. Another nationality to the list. Yeah, that is also not an easy 6 seed. So, yeah, would have expected him higher, of course, in another seed, but will be also not an easy group.
I think with the exception of Skylar, who didn't play the KO stage last year, he didn't play the RWC at all this time last year. That is 6 players who all managed to go to the knockout stage. I'm not sure about Channel, but these 6 are all capable, making it even more so dangerous after each player. Group E.
Now, still have some very strong players in here, but of course, we're looking at Blythe. But for now, it's going to be Osh joining this very entertaining Group E.
I think one of the most entertaining players, strictly looking at RWC group stage performance, 3-time or 2-time 5th place finisher by very narrow margins, and last year he finally broke the curse and went to the knockout stage. For the first time in his career, he will be looking to make it back-to-back years.
Not an easy group to do that from, as we said. Like Group E is also shaping up to be quite hard, but might once again try and disrupt the top 4, get in there.
3 names left, going into Group F, Crescent 7's group, and that will be the one featured by the RR7 champion. Blythe.
Tough for those people in Group F. That's certain.
Could have said that it would be tough for Blythe at the beginning of the Wacky Roulette 2 competition, but his one return to semi-competitive roulette was a 4th place in a 20-player bracket, so I think Blythe is here to make the chaos stage and to make quite nice run at that.
Definitely set some expectations here, so yeah, it will be very exciting to see how far you can go.
It's time for another 50-50. One will join Group G, one will join Group H, and now, this time, for real, it is actually a rookie. Not Rocky, sorry.
It is Rocky.
No Rocky, unless it's an alt. It is, he goes by name of Eyes, but also Brian Moser, if you look at it on Discord. I think he was the first rookie to join the tournament, judging by the seeds, of course.
Must be.
Yeah, because that's how the numbers work. And despite Crescent having the North Macedonian flag, he is the first player from North Macedonia.
That is exciting. I mean, that's gonna be really. I was about to say, like, that's. I don't think we ever had a player from there, so very cool, and very cool to still see rookies joining. Of course, hard to evaluate before seeing them play, but rookies can always. It's always scary to get a rookie because you don't know what level they're starting at.
Yeah, and exactly, because and another good word, otherwise we will be talking too much about him, but he's, I think, within the Russian community, right?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome. So very thoroughly onboarded by Skylar Fly for you, Glebelk and such.
Yeah, and that's group is churning out some great players, so it's scary.
Yeah, it's kind of want to say, most of these groups are getting scary. And last but not least, it is Group H, will be joined by Vegaboo.
Yeah. Absolutely. Our last 6 seed, which also, definitely could be more up there, but great player during this, very diverse Group H.
Yep, I'm trying to think where to go next, other than join the seed, well, the 7th seed, but also known as the seed of the time cube.
It is his seed. He's the star of the show, that's for sure.
Because you can find veterans like Cobalt, who turned into Ashton, who turned back into Cobalt for this tournament. Mikulers, who has been here from, I think, R4, if not earlier. Mr. Alex, who has been renamed to Dick Doink, which is amazing to say it out loud. An amazing return by Parapluie, very entertaining players to watch and a very nice player to talk to. And 3 rookies, Fugu Anton, I want to say Kilisan, and Gomadu.
Exciting, diverse mix, right? Some very much like some veterans, absolutely. Of course, Time Cube being the most prominent player there, and then some rookies. So, and sometimes the rookies can be even more scary. So no easy draws here.
Chat just went into an entirely different way, and this is when I just rewatched the VOD and checked the chat how we got there. I think we just have to focus on the 7th seed and mostly check where the time cube goes, but I think all of these will be very interesting to watch. Let's see Group A first. It will be one of our rookies, Fugu Anton.
Definitely didn't get an for his first tournament, not an easy group. So, but it also gives some great opportunities to play against like the greatest. Can learn a lot.
Best way to gain experience, that's for sure. Even if it doesn't turn into a top 4 slot and the knockout stage. Everyone hoping that Time will not join their group, but I think the wait is over now.
Already done. Joined to Group B, which is now featuring 4 Americans. But yeah, wow, that is gonna be hard for everyone in there. I mean, also there, I see more than 4 players who I would expect to advance. So it'll be difficult.
Yep, it will be. This will be a group with Agent Alf as the top seed, but I think it will be called by the public as the Time Cube group as the 2023 World Champion. Gonna be very interesting fight to see for first place and for the top 4 slots. Group C will be joined by Cobalt 00122.
Absolutely. Also lots of Americans there, but yeah, hasn't played for a while, if I'm not mistaken. So, but always gonna be someone to look out for. Can always make the top 4.
Absolutely. Gonna be some very interesting US versus US matches, presumably
Yes.
casted by an American, admin by an American, and we will find out about the results in the morning. But that's how we get it sometimes.
Oh my, we still have 3 Canadians left in here. That's crazy.
And no Canadians left to join them, but it will be Mr. Alex or Ding Dong in Group D. Not a different flag for you guys.
It's amazing. Even like, and all the flags, especially, they are so lovely on the sheet. Look, and now we got a little Canada flag with with the leaf.
I thought you were just gonna type in there like something nice.
No.
Definitely a pretty group. And now going to, I think, one of the tougher ones, and will be a tough challenge for Rookie Killison to advance from this one.
Another tough group, another rookie. Yeah, as I said before, it's gonna be very hard to get out of those if they're not getting in really, really hard. If they prepped a lot. But if not, then just great learnings to take away from it.
Yeah, also it could be collision. I guess collision.
I don't know. We'll have to ask.
We'll have to ask, and I won't try to guess any further. 3 names left, 2 Canadians and 1 Polish. One of them will go to Group F. It will be the one Paul.
Also someone, who hasn't played, of course. I mean, all the people we're drawing here, if rookies or not, have not played in tournament this year. But yeah, someone who also has a lot of experience, so not easy.
At one point, I think there were multiple several actually Polish people in the tournament, and with Apricot, I'm looking for him. He has changed it to the American flag, and Chromax now joining this time. I think this will be one of the first tourneys when Mikuláš the sole carrier of the Polish flag.
That is actually, yeah, that is interesting. I gotta, represent here. Gotta try really hard.
Either a rookie or a nice return player, and it will be the latter, Parapluie, joining Group G.
Yeah, also someone who is quite a strong player already, and will join. Yeah, and very interesting group here.
It seems as though Para's only previous RWC ended in the group stage. I don't have the exact placement where he did finish. I think that was actually the Osh group, where Osh got 4th, Para 5th, maybe Buff Guy 6th.
Yeah.
So he was really
cool.
close there, and he's capable to advance. And many of these names will be in definitely very interesting fights for those places up to first place, because who knows?
Never know.
And of course, this means that we have one more rookie slot here, and it will be Gomadu 3. As far as I know, when it comes to rookies, we have the 2 within the Russian community, 2 that we don't necessarily have affiliation with, other than maybe Peck recruited them, but Gomadu is with Mika and the gang, with the Canadian group.
Oh, right. Nice. That's also, it's great that we have like some groups formed that can introduce new players and like help them along. That's always very helpful.
Yeah, and obviously roulette is hard to get into, so having a group of friends to practice with can go a long way, not in terms of success immediately, but why not? But the enjoyment and to avoid the confusion. Well then, I will not be copy pasting anymore the names, because that would kind of only mean that the groups A to Z is filled out, but that is not our intention here. So I will be very cleverly putting the 8 letters in here. And what we will do here before turning to the players is that we are now selecting the first player called Welfare Checks, and we will join for a group, and whichever group we get, surprisingly, that group will be featuring that player as the 8th seed, so that way we will randomly sort them and not just go A through D.
Absolutely. Very interesting. It's the first time we had unbalanced groups. I mean, that's not quite true, but it's to really have unbalanced groups, and it's you're gonna be like half and half. If you have a group of 7, then you have a bit of a better shot to make it out. But I have a group of 8, you can play more matches, so either is quite interesting.
I think the one 2 years ago was the only one, and incidentally that was not 60 but only 59 players, so this is not the...
Oh, right. I forgot about that one.
So we broke that threshold, and not sure how it worked that way, but I think like groups E, G, and H were the 3 that got... Like, I think the early groups were smaller, because I was checking early groups and those were smaller. So we will see which groups will get the 8th player, starting with Welfare Checks, the final of our rookies here, and I guess the 4th last, like in terms of like signups, because the other players are just below the list because of sign-up dates. So in terms of that, that is why Welfare is barely in the 8th seed. I think he's a Twitch streamer. I've seen him in the official Hitman Discord, so curious to see how he does. But other than that, I am yet to know about him.
Well, we will find out very soon when the tournament starts. But also, we'll first see where he lands. It's going to be Group B.
As I said, my mind already jumps to Time Q, but it will be the Agent Alf group as the first seed. And 8 will become 4. At least one American will advance by the numbers. Probably more than one, but just something to look out for. And that's our first big group. Next one is Sparkles, which I mean, from a full seed, it's bit easier to predict who will do best, but I think Sparkles, it's fair to say that he would be the most strong of these 3 or 4 players remaining. Something that these groups definitely want to avoid if they want to have an easier time in group stage.
Yes, Sparkle's a great player. Exciting to see where he ends up, where he can disrupt some stuff, and of course it's gonna be my group. As I said that. But another pretty flag, so I'm very happy with our collection of flags, that's for sure, besides all the results.
If nothing else, at least you guys have that, but
Yes.
I think if we take a step back, my goodness, this is a candidate for one of those groups, because you can't even say someone who would get last in this one. And I'm not going to say that
No.
any of you can finish first or last, but it's going to be a very highly competitive group.
I agree with you. I mean, I always seem to get hard groups, but that's beside the point. Beside that point, I think it's such an interesting group because it doesn't have like the top hitters of each group, but it has like great players from each seed, and so that in total makes it super hard to like determine which 4 people will get out of here.
Yeah, and you can argue for all of these paths, even if it's someone who is yet to make the knockout stage, because they are just on the up and improving and motivated. So good luck in Group D. They will
Thank you.
not get another player, but instead we will see the very lovely Barb, a long-time caster, long-time player. And although after taking a long break, he's returning to compete, each group he will be in.
It's very lovely to see such a beloved community figure coming back to play. Gonna be Group H.
Will be one step busier of a schedule for Nezuko, Fro, TK, Alex, Kenny, Vegabu, and the rookie Gomadu. Chris immediately saying this turny ass. Unfortunate.
Good to know.
Shut it down.
No, but yeah, as I said, Group H is such a diverse group. It's a very fun one. And TK very happy that he gets another match to play. So it's gonna be a fun group.
Oh, honestly, if nothing else, you can just always be happy about playing one more match. It's more practice, more stats, more
Fun.
excitement, more fun. Exactly. How could I say it any differently? So 5 groups left and 1 player left. The 60th and last player to be drawn is the Argentinian Gully, and he will be in either group A, C, E, F, or G.
It's gonna be
F.
That. Yep. It's gonna slot into that group. Into that, with the underdogs of Blythe, underdogs in seeds from Blythe and Nicholas, but which are expected maybe to make it out. So that's also very tough.
This is another group where you can't really say who would be the one to definitely go home, and I don't want to predict that either. That's why I'm saying nothing looks obvious. Goulet hasn't played in a long time. Hasn't been making through the group stage, I think, the last time he played, but that wasn't this year, but I guess 2 years ago. But former 3rd place finisher with 14 Rs under their belt, so nothing to underestimate about him either. Well, how do I make this pretty like this? And just
Looks
make it
pretty good to me.
Pretty, just a bit larger. But we have the final assortment of the groups, and this is the image that will go all around the world in terms of the Hitman community, because this will be what you will be looking for the next 3.5 weeks, and this will be what the scheduling threads will be based on. This will be what the next couple of weeks of schedule of your free time will be based on. These are the players that you all have to meet, and I guess the one thing I would like to add very shortly is that the group stage are play all 3, so you play every opponent once over 3 maps. You play the 3rd map even if it's 4-0 or 0-4, because every map counts the total points after all of these matches. will be what the players are ranked by, and the top 4 will advance to the knockout stage. So even if you think it doesn't really look that good, you should try to sneak and snatch the final map, because every point can count.
Exactly.
Maps are or can be repeated. You can pick the same map 7 times. You can expect some of these players to pick the same map 7 or 6 times. There are no bans. Nothing restricts you from finding the perfect map against the opponent or just the most fun map for yourself. This is, by all and large, the most rookie-friendly and player-friendly format that Roulette can offer for the next 3.5 weeks.
Yep, couldn't have said it better. Always exciting to have these groups that will shape the coming weeks so very much. And yes, as you mentioned, we have also always some changes. So do check out the webpage where all the rules are, and there's also a page with everything that is new for this tournament specifically, which is linked in the announcement and in the info channel. So check that out, and then you are ready to play your group stage.
Very well said. I'm already pinged about the thread by Randy. I think the pins will be going up. I think the excitement will be built, and sometime tomorrow, the first match will kick off this 2025 Roulette Rivals World Championship. I'm so very excited.
And thank you for letting me join on the draw. Thank you for this amazing sheet that made it all look so pretty.
My pleasure. I mean, I would have probably done this if I had nothing to do with the draw. I'm just happy to help. But I'm glad it went down smoothly. No issues, I don't think so. No false draws, no fake outs. So looks like this is the official one, and we get starting with the scheduling and whatnot. And thank you, Yanni, for joining me. It was very entertaining to have you for this last almost 1 hour now.
Yeah, very gladly.
But with that, I think we have to say goodbye. Thank you all for watching. Look out for all the official information that is basically already said in RRWC info, but 3 maps, picks and no bans, 3.5 weeks to play your matches in a proactive manner, but that's I think for most of us it will be no new info. So let's just hope for a smooth group stage, a very busy group stage, just like every year, but a very exciting one as well. So yeah, thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Yanni, for joining me, and until next time, see you, everyone.
Bye.